2 days after losing the La Liga title in El Clásico, Florentino Pérez held a press conference. He refused to resign. He accused Barcelona of the biggest corruption scandal in the history of soccer. He said, and I quote, "They'll have to shoot me." And now Barcelona is threatening to sue him. This is Soccer World News. Spanish soccer just entered a whole new level of chaos, and it happened in less than 24 hours. Here is everything that went down. Let's start with the press conference itself, because it was unlike anything we have seen from a major soccer club president in years. Florentino Pérez, 79 years old, held a media event at Real Madrid's Valdebebas training facility on Tuesday, 2 days after Barcelona clinched La Liga with a 2-0 win over his club at Camp Nou. The first question everyone expected him to answer: are you resigning? The answer was direct. "I regret to inform you that I will not be resigning," he said. "Rather, I have asked the board to initiate the electoral process for the board of directors elections, in which the current board will be running. So, not only is he not stepping down, he is calling elections and running again." At 79. After 2 consecutive trophyless seasons, the confidence is extraordinary. Then things got truly strange. Perez turned his attention to the media. He accused multiple journalists and outlets of being part of a coordinated campaign to destroy him and Real Madrid, calling it an unprecedented smear campaign. He clashed directly with reporters in the room who challenged his version of events. He attacked the refereeing standards in La Liga, claiming Real Madrid were robbed of at least 18 points this season due to officiating decisions. "We've been left empty-handed," he said. "I've been here many seasons and I've only won 7 European Cups and 7 league titles, which could have been 14 because they have been stolen from me. 7 Champions Leagues, 7 La Liga titles." And his position is that this is not enough. The man is something else. He also addressed the dressing room chaos that has defined Madrid's season: the Valverde-Tchouaméni fight, the Mbappé petition, the leaks. His response: he said there was nothing abnormal about players arguing, but that the leak to the media was far more serious than the fight itself. He did not announce any plans to address the situation publicly beyond that. But then came the part of the press conference that directly set off Barcelona, and we're getting to that right now. Here is where the press conference escalated into something genuinely explosive. Perez devoted a significant portion of his remarks to the Negreira case, an ongoing Spanish legal investigation involving Barcelona and José María Enríquez Negreira, the former vice president of Spain's Technical Committee of Referees. The allegation at the center of the case: Barcelona allegedly paid Negreira approximately $10 million over a period of 17 years, from 2001 to 2018. Barcelona has consistently maintained that Negreira was hired as an external consultant to provide analysis on referees and that there was no corruption involved. Negreira himself has denied accepting bribes. The case is currently in a pre-trial phase in the Spanish courts. Perez came at this story with full force. 3 years ago, we learned about the Negreira case, the biggest scandal in the history of Spanish football, he said. "It is unacceptable that referees linked to that period continue to officiate in our league." Then came the announcement. Real Madrid have prepared a comprehensive 500-page dossier on the Negreira case and will submit it directly to UEFA, bypassing the Spanish football authorities entirely, whom Perez accused of inaction. "UEFA has agreed for us to send the entire dossier," he confirmed. "We will get to the bottom of it. Nobody in the world would even consider paying off referees. It is inconceivable." He then went further, claiming Madrid had been robbed of trophies over decades as a direct result of the corruption he was alleging. "I came here to fight," he said. "I didn't come here to let the referees get rich off Barcelona's money." Strong words. And Barcelona was not going to let them go unanswered. Barcelona issued an official statement within hours of the press conference ending. It was brief, measured, and pointed. The club confirmed that their legal department was carefully examining Perez's declarations and accusations, and that the club was assessing what steps to take in response. When considered opportune, the statement said, "Any positions and decisions that have been adopted will be notified." In plain terms, Barcelona is telling Florentino Pérez that what he said in that press conference may have crossed a legal line, and they are deciding whether to sue him personally for it. This is not a minor development. Legal action between 2 of the largest soccer clubs in the world, with one club's president as the specific target, would be unprecedented in modern European soccer. It would drag both clubs through a public legal process at an extraordinarily sensitive time, just weeks before the World Cup and in the middle of both clubs' summer transfer planning. Barcelona's position throughout the Negreira case has been consistent. The payments were for legitimate consultancy services, not for influencing referees. any claim that they constitute corruption, particularly if made publicly by the president of a rival club, is something Barcelona's lawyers will argue could damage the club's reputation and expose Perez to a defamation claim. Whether they actually follow through with legal action is another matter. The statement is also a message to Perez and to UEFA that Barcelona intends to fight back through every available channel. The fact that Real Madrid is taking their dossier to UEFA adds urgency. If UEFA opens a formal investigation based on Real Madrid's submission, Barcelona would need to be very aggressive in their legal defense from the start. Let's address the elephant in the room. The timing of this press conference raises obvious questions about motive. Real Madrid just finished their second consecutive trophyless season. They lost La Liga at Camp Nou in El Clásico 2 days before Perez stepped in front of cameras. His own future as club president was being questioned. The internal chaos, player fights, Mbappé petitions, dressing room leaks had been dominating headlines for weeks. And then Perez holds a press conference in which none of those immediate problems are directly resolved, but Barcelona are accused of the biggest corruption scandal in soccer history, and UEFA is being sent a 500-page dossier. Multiple Spanish journalists covering the event described it as bizarre. CBS Sports called it wide-ranging but bizarre. The word bizarre appeared in almost every major report. That tells you something about how it was received in the room. But here is the counter-argument. Perez has been raising the Negreira case consistently for 3 years. This is not a new position invented to distract from a bad season. He raised it at the Real Madrid General Assembly in 2024. He has publicly called for UEFA intervention before. The fact that the timing is convenient for him does not mean the allegations are without substance. The Negreira case is a real, active legal investigation in the Spanish courts. What happens next? Real Madrid submits their 500-page dossier to UEFA in the coming days. Barcelona's legal team continues to assess whether to file a formal complaint against Perez. Perez calls club elections, in which he is expected to run and almost certainly win given he controls the club's electoral machinery. And Moreno waits in the wings, ready to take over as manager once the legal and political dust settles. Real Madrid's off-field story this summer is going to be just as chaotic as their on-field one was. Florentino Pérez refusing to resign after 2 trophyless seasons, accusing Barcelona of paying $10 million to corrupt referees, sending a 500-page dossier to UEFA, telling critics they'll have to shoot me, and Barcelona now threatening to take him to court. This is the richest, most powerful rivalry in world soccer, and right now it has moved from the pitch to the courtroom. Do you think Perez is genuinely fighting for the integrity of Spanish soccer, or is this a distraction from Real Madrid's worst season in years? Drop your take in the comments, and subscribe to Soccer World News. We will be tracking every development in this story. See you next time.